time box, you go back to the last full moon day. If you saw and remember the full moon. Now my friend, try to bring it to exactly the space between eyebrows as you did with the mark before, and try and place it as if you would keep that a beauty mark on your forehead. You try to place the full moon, the image of the full moon, right between your eyebrows on the seat of psychic energy and power. This is not easy, certainly not for a beginner, but it is not impossible. Nothing in life is impossible, my dear friend. All that is needed is time. With time you can perfect, not only these, much more, and certainly you can do things much bigger than me. This full moon, which is now nicely perched between your eyebrows, I ask of you to close your eyes now and see that it's still there. Mind is stubborn, thoughts are stubborn, ideas are stubborn. They barge into the room of your mind without even knocking at the door. Such is the nature of thought flow. But this full moon up there, in its grandeur, right between eyebrows, keep it fixed for 2 minutes or longer. And put a stop to all the thought flow. A wise sage was once asked, how can yoga be applied to solve the practical problems and difficulties of everyday life and living? And the answer was quietness of mouth, stillness of body, and stoppage to the flow of ideas. Can you do it, my friend? From this beautiful moon that is now between your eyebrows, to put a stop to all the thoughts that barge in and intrude into your mind. You can apply correct breathing. You always have to. Body, breath and mind, that's what you are. An entity of three aggregates. You are not made of 2 or 4 things. 3, body, breath and mind. Take one thing away and you're not there. So, making use of breathing means, in this case, inhaling, visualize emptiness. Exhaling, visualize emptiness. Try and empty your mind as you would empty a room of all clutter. With powerful, forceful thinking, you can do it. But it is by no means easy. But with willpower, will is at the core of your soul. Around it, layers and layers of onion skin like are various other thoughts and ideas. Ideas about plans, ambitions, desires, the hunger for money, sex, power, glory, fame, reputation. Answer is zero. With willpower, you can will your way to what you will. This Schopenhauer has said that it cannot be done. I beg to disagree with Schopenhauer on that score. I know it by experimenting it within my own body, breath and mind, that one could will one's way to good health. What is possible to grasp, not what is outside your reach. It is possible. Inhaling emptiness, exhaling emptiness. Inhaling, exhaling nothingness. Inhaling sunyata, exhaling sunyata. Between any two thoughts, my dear friend, is a lacuna, a hiatus, a gap. To make your mind blank is to stretch that period of time between this thought and the next thought. It's like a game of tennis. It is all about getting the ball over the net one more time more than your opponent, right? Right. So it is with meditation. It's just one thought if you can handle. The next thought, the one that is about to barge into the room, if you can handle that. You can handle an ocean of thought. It's the next thought that is inhaling emptiness, exhale. There is no thoughts, no pictures, no birds, no bees, no places, no faces. You see in your mind's eye. You can't think without thought. Either you think verbally or pictorially. You think of your mother or your father, your husband, your wife, your kids, your place of work, your boss, your subordinate. There's a picture. That's what the meditators say, rupa. Mind is nama, the picture is rupa. What I'm asking you to do is put a stop to that rupa flow, to the flow of thought into the mind. Inhaling void, exhaling void. My dear friend, you will soon realize if you give enough time to practice this method, all that it needs is consistency. Rain puts a hole in the stone by its consistency, not its force. With practice, you can cull out a lot of benefit from this method, that you can keep the next thought out with practice. If you can keep your mind void, you will also realize that it is a living, thinking, feeling, kicking, wise void. It is full of wisdom. Between this and that is the void. The black hole, as the physicists tell us, it's not out there beyond the farthest frontiers of outer space. It's here, between this and that. Out of which has emerged matter. Then energy moves at the speed of light. It forms into matter. Energy equals mass times square the speed of light. And now I ask you to do something even a bit more difficult. Open your eyes, and with your eyes opened, try and recreate the same voidness again in your mind's eye. That is to say, breathing in emptiness, breathing out emptiness again, at this time with your eyes open. Let's see what you've got. I'm positive you can do it. Of the Buddhists, the Amen of the Christians, the Amin of the Muslims, the holy, the sacred sound of the yogis, Om. From the Om, I lead to something as appropriate, equally holy. I have in my hand the Dhammapada, and I would like to recite the first two verses from the Dhammapada. It says in verse 1, mind precedes all mental states, mind is their chief, they are all mind wrought. If with an impure mind a person speaks or acts, suffering follows him like the wheel that follows the foot of the ox. In verse 2 the Dhammapada says, mind precedes all mental states, mind is their chief, they are all mind wrought. If with a pure mind a person speaks or acts, happiness follows him like his never departing shadow. Legged, please rest your right hand on your right knee. That is if you are a right-handed person, and rest your left hand on the left knee if you are a left-handed person. So if you are a right-handed person, having rested your right hand on the right knee, fold the fingers of your left hand in this manner. Keeping the ring finger and the tiny finger as well as the thumb sticking out, fold the middle finger and the index finger. It's an easy maneuvering. With the thumb of your left hand, you close your left nostril and you breathe in deeply, fully, through one nostril. Breathe out through the other. Breathe in through the same nostril through which you exhale last, and breathe out through the other. If you breathe in through the right nostril now, breathe out through the left nostril thereafter. Allow your breathing to be abdominal. Each time you inhale, let your tummy rise, your abdomen rise and fall. When you inhale, your abdomen bloats. When you exhale, your abdomen contracts. Don't exaggerate the movement, easy does it. Each time you inhale, be mindful that you are extracting energy or prana from the atmospheric air. And each time you exhale, feel relaxed. With each inhalation, feel you're being energized, that you're energizing your nerves, your glands, your lungs and lung cells, purifying your bloodstream. Remember, as a person thinks, so he or she becomes. Positive thinking, positive results. If you think with each inspiration that you're energizing your body, feeling full of pep and go, so will you be. Each time you exhale, relax. And now you rest your hand on the knee. A normal breathing you resort to for some time. Here again, with the fingers of your left hand as before, please close your left nostril. That is if you're a right-handed person. Vice versa, if you're a left-handed person. And inspire through the right nostril, counting from 1 to 6. Close both nostrils and hold your breath for a count of 12. Breathe out through the left nostril, count 12. Inhale through the same nostril through which you exhale last, count 6. Close both nostrils and hold your breath for a count of 12. Breathe out through the right nostril for a count of 12. 6, 12, 12. We abide by a ratio of 6 12, 12. Why 6 only for inhalation, you might wonder. Then you exhale fully, taking a count as long as 12 per second, because nature bores a vacuum. All you need is a count of 6 to fill in your lungs amply, fully, deeply, with more and more cubic inches of air. But yet again, what is important is, as you did before, it's time to inspire, feel that you're extracting nourishment, food, succor and sustenance from the atmospheric air. Like food that you consume, material food. Feel you're taking in nourishment through the air. From the air through your nostrils. When you hold your breath for a count of 12, feel that you are being energized even more and more. And then you breathe out through one nostril, feel relaxed. Please repeat several times. Usually about 6 times to each nostril. The method again. You breathe in through one nostril, counting from 1 to 6, feeling that you are being energized. Close both nostrils and hold your breath for a count of 12, feeling that you are being double energized. Breathe out through the right nostril, feeling so blissfully relaxed. Repeat 6 times through each nostril. And then you rest your hand on the knee. Normal breathing you resort to for a few minutes. And you close your left nostril. You breathe in this time through the right nostril, counting from 1 to 6, taking in a wholesome deep breath. Close both nostrils and pull your chin against the hollow of your throat. Tighten your tummy muscles, contract your anal sphincter, the ring of muscles of the rectum, and clench your fist and hold your breath for a count of 12. Lift your chin up and exhale, counting from 1 to 12. The same counting rhythm and ratio as before, 6, 12, 12, 6, 12, 12. Difference is, my dear friends, there is application of muscular lock. Yes, muscular lock. You pull the chin against the hollow of your throat, contracting your tummy muscles and the ring of muscles at the rectum, like clenching your fist. You clasp and hold for a while, for a count of 12. And then you breathe out through the other nostril, counting from 1 to 12. The method again. You breathe in through one nostril, counting from 1 to 6. Close both nostrils, holding your breath. You apply the lock, chin lock, tummy lock, anal lock, clench your fist, count up to 12. You lift your chin, automatically relaxing all the locks, and exhale through the other nostril, counting from 1 to 12. So the ratio remains the same as in technique 2, which is 6, 12, 12, 6, 12, 12. Please rest your hand on the knee and normal breathing for some time. Up to now what we've done have been the numerous variations of a time-hallowed breath control technique known as Anuloma Viloma Pranayama, alternate nostril breath control technique and its numerous variations. Connected but not the same is the next one, which requires you, dear friends, yet again, to raise your hand up, your left hand, and with the thumb of your left hand to close your left nostril. Breathe in through the right nostril only this time, and to breathe out only through the left, thereby setting in motion a flow of energy which moves upward along the right side of you, your body, and flows down along the left. In through the right nostril, out through the left. No counting involved. But in all breathing exercises, it is imperative that you allow your abdomen through your diaphragm to stretch and contract. The abdomen to rise and fall. Each inspiration allows your abdomen to move forward. Each exhalation allows your abdomen to move inward. With a little conscious effort, the diaphragm will get a cue, and you'll find you can do it quite easily. What you are doing now is recharging the positive energy, the positive forces of your body. By charging the positive channel, the sun channel, hence the name Surya Vedana, that is given to this technique. Continuous inhalation through the right nostril and continuous exhalation through the left. Do it 10 times, in through the right, out through the left. Then you may lower your hand, rest your hand on the knee, and resort to normal breathing for some time. While keeping the left hand on your knee, and breathe rapidly in and out in short, quick, sniffing breaths without allowing your diaphragm to move, which is well nigh impossible, but you try that, restricting your respiratory apparatus, breathing mostly off the top of your lungs and putting pressure on the frontal sinuses, that's cleansing them. With me. Then take your hand away from the diaphragm and take a deep breath for the 31st time. Closing the left nostril, breathe out through the right. Rest your left hand on the knee and bring your right hand to rest on the diaphragm again, and 30 short, quick, sniffing breaths. Take the hand away and take a deep breath for the 31st time. Closing the right nostril, breathe out through the left now. Yet again, bring your right hand to rest on the diaphragm, the midrib. This next breath control technique requires you to sit cross-legged with your hands resting on your knees and to stick your tongue out like that and make a groove on your tongue and inhale for the first time in this course of study through the mouth. It is rarely done. Very often you are encouraged to breathe in and out only through the nostrils. So you stick your tongue out and breathe deeply and fully until your lungs are filled to capacity. Close your mouth and follow more air. Then you breathe out silently without making a hissing noise. Stick your tongue out again and making a hissing noise, inspire deeply and fully. Mouth full of air thereafter you got in. Breathe out through the nose without making a hissing noise. Do it 10 times or until you induce belching. Sitali, the thirst quencher, the great remover of foul breath. It energizes you, purifies the bloodstream, oxygenates the stomach, will give you a clear skin, lustrous sparkling eyes, and a feeling of being full and thus requiring less material or tangible, what we call kara ahara, which you eat immortal. Material food you require in terms of calories and so forth, less and less as you do more and more of Sitali. Hands on your knees, and we're about to do Lagu Ujjayi, the pacifying breath, which requires you to fold your tongue upon itself, and with the tip of your tongue you try to touch the root of your tongue that's close to your epiglottis. Taking in a deep breath, even as you inhale, giving rise to a loud, clear, siren sort of a fine, long, wailing, weeping sound. That's right. Breathe out without making a noise. Again, loud, long, wailing, weeping sound. Feel whatever respiratory problems that you are afflicted with. Whatever respiratory problems that you've been afflicted with, they are being removed once and forever. This next breath control technique requires you to stand with your feet comfortably wide apart, and then with the thumb, to close your ears, and then to make your mouth, your lips, crowfish-like, as if to whistle, and then you inspire through the mouth until your lungs are filled to capacity. Then with the index fingers and the middle fingers you close your eyes, with your ring fingers you close your nostrils, and then you pull your chin in against the sternal notch, and you lower your head right down, so that with the pull of gravity, you increase the circulation of blood to your face, your brain, the higher glands, the pineal and the pituitary. And with the return breath, you say as long as comfortable, only as long as comfortable, holding your breath.